Hello, and welcome to Butterfly DXP channel. State machines have a crucial role while building an application. Today, we will work on an employee recruitment process and we will define all the workflows from end to end together. Let's start building our application using Butterfly. First of all, we need an object where we store candidates. So I'm going to the Butterfly menu and Objects menu and click Add New button. I will name the object as candidates. I clicked Command S to save it. Now I'm creating the columns for the candidate. So first I will put a name here. It has suggested me to choose string type. So I clicked Enter to choose that. And I'm clicking on Command Save. I will put a phone number here for the candidate. I will put an email here. I will put a CV field where we will upload the CV of the candidate. It will be a file upload, of course. We don't have a file alias for the PDFs, so I'm creating a new path where I will save the PDFs. It will allow extension PDF and storage will be local. It could be anything like Azure Blob Storage, Amazon S3, or Google File Storage, etc., or even an FTP or SFTP. So now I clicked Save and I have chosen PDF as the file alias. So when I click Command S, it will save it. So now we have a page where we can define new candidates. For example, I can put John Doe here. I can put the phone number here, or the email, and the CV. And the CV. When I click on Save, it will save our new candidate employee. We have a candidate page, but there will be a workflow. Like, first of all, someone will enter the candidate information, then we will move forward with to the technical interviewer. Then we will have the human resources personnel to talk about the informations, etc. Now let's create a workflow for the candidate process. So I clicked on and create a new one. Candidate interview process. We don't have the default state yet because we haven't defined. We will set the states, and between the states we will define the transitions. Each transition can be made by the roles that allows them to do so. So first, initial state can be created. I will check this checkbox to create multiple records one after another. If I make a mistake, then I will click on this to go to the edit page for the latest created entity. So waiting interview, waiting technical interview. Technical interview is positive. Technical interview is negative. Proposal is sent. Proposal is approved. Proposal is rejected. Completed. So now we have different states of a candidate to be. So now we have different states for a candidate to be hired or not hired. So we have the whole interview process in a row. Now we need to define different transitions between states. But first of all, let's choose the default state. It will be the created. So now we can define different transitions. For example, when the record is created, then the next step may be waiting interview. So let's set that from created to transition waiting interview. Start interview process. That will be the name of the button when we create the interview. So we don't have a role yet. So we need to create a role first to see this button. I'm going to the roles page and create a new role. It will not filter anything, so I will just put general title here. I will put general title here and valid function, which means that this role is valid for all users because it hasn't got any if or else statements here. Saved it, and also I will choose general for the existing button we just created. Now I will add another transition, waiting interview to waiting technical interview. Again, I'm choosing general, but think that each role may have different peoples in it. So you can choose different people for different transitions. I'm just saving it for now. And then from technical interview, I will choose technical interview is positive, mark as positive. Again, all people who has access to this page can do this action. From waiting interview to is negative. Now from positive, you can move to proposal is sent and name the button as send proposal. From proposal is sent, it can be approved, mark as approved, or proposal can be rejected. So proposal is sent can be transitioned to proposal is rejected, mark as rejected. Now, after the proposal is approved, our next step will be hiring completed. Let's have a look at the diagram we just created. First of all, the record is created as a default state. Then, when you start the interview process, it will be waiting interview. After starting the process for technical interview, it will be waiting technical interview. You can mark as positive or negative. When you mark it as negative, then the process is over. But if you mark as positive, then the process continues until the complete state. So let's go back to the candidate object and put that in the admin panel to make it visible in the panel, admin panel menu. Let's put the menu under content page. I will name it as candidates. I will choose the people icon here. Okay. And I will choose the sub menu as I will choose the content as parent menu and candidates as sub menu. So now I will see the candidates menu just here. Now I want to add a state to this object. So I'm moving to object specs and add new record and name this field as state and type of state. So now I will choose candidate interview process as the state machine. I have saved it. Let's create a new record now. Let's put the name John, Jane Doe. Let's upload the CV. Let's upload the CV and click on save. As you can see, now we have a state which is created, and we can start the process by clicking on the first button. But let's move this field to the right top corner to make it easily accessible. I have saved it, and when I return back, I see the state field here. Let's click on the buttons and move the process forward. I have started the interview process. Start process for technical interview. I can mark as positive, send proposal, mark as approved, and hiring is completed. But as you guess, there is a missing part. For example, when you start the hiring process, first of all, you need to assign this to a person. Or if you're sending a proposal, you may want to send an email to the user or send the proposal amount to the user at the proposal amount. So let's move a step backward and let's add some rules between the progress. For example, let's start with Start Interview Process button. I want to check or choose a person to make the interview. So first of all, I need a field in the candidate object, which is assignee ID. It will be a drop-down, which will be chosen from users table, and it can display name and save the ID of that user. I will not put a where clause here, but it's possible to filter out only interviewers, for example, in this drop-down. So I just clicked save, which has added a new field to this page. But I will make this read-only because it will be chosen in the workflow progress. It will not be assigned manually from here. So I'm going backward to the state machine where I can move by clicking on butterfly icon workflow and edit page. Now, when clicking on start interview process button, I want to ask a user. So I will add a spec to this transition button. Let's name it as assignee and put the same name here. It will be a drop down again. It will filter out from users table. It will display the name and use the ID as the resultant parameter. It will be required also. So now I have added a parameter to this button, which means that let's create another one. Jack Doe, again, a phone number, an email. So instead of just moving forward, when I click on Start Interview Progress, now it will ask me an assignee. So I have chosen my name, but again we have a problem. It hasn't set the assignee. So let's update the code here. In the code section of transitions, there are two sections. One is validation code. Validation code makes it possible for you to remove the button even if the record is in the relevant state. For example, if a CV field is not filled, then you may make this not valid so that the display button will not be displayed. Or you can also set this button visible but not enabled. Or also you can make this button hidden. First of all, let's move forward and put an action code here. I want to set the assignee ID to params.assignee_id. Here, first parameter is the name, column name of the object spec. The second one, parameter 1, is the assignee ID coming from object, coming from the button, coming from the transition parameter. So two are different, but we have named them equally, so we are using assignee ID in both sections. Since we have a candidate record which is already waiting interview state, so let's add another state to, so let's add another transition from waiting interview to created, back to created state. I have added this just to make this process back to created state and start over. So this means that you can move back to previous states like moving to other states. As you see, there are two transitions from created to waiting interview and vice versa. Now I can start the interview process over. I click on here, I choose the name. As you see, assignee ID has been set. Now we will add another field to set the technical assignee. I will add another object spec named technical assignee. The column name will be technical assignee ID. Again, it will be drop down from users table, name, and save the ID. It will be not required, but also I want to set it read only because it will be set throughout the process. So there is a shortcut here for the developers to manage the button conditions. For example, when I click on Start Technical Interview shortcut, then it has moved me to this page, which is the same where I have navigated from butterfly icon and workflow button. So I will add another spec here. I will name it as assignee ID. Name and ID column. Now I have this spec, but I haven't set to this to the, so I will set value. Now the field name is technical assignee name. Now field name is the technical assignee ID, but parameter name is assignee ID. Now I will add another field named technical interview status, which will be updated when a technical interview marked as positive or negative. It will be a field type of from list. One will be positive or one will be negative. Two will be positive. Okay, it's again read-only. I forgot to set as read-only because it will be set after this field selection when it's marked as set positive interview status params. No, it's just one, right? Sorry, It's just 2. Let's copy this and put this to negative also, but this time it will be 1 because we have set here 1 for negative, 2 for positive. Let's try that. If I click on mark as positive, I will see that the technical interview status will be changed to positive. So now we have a record which is updated throughout the process, and each process can be made by different people. Let's add another action to the send proposal page. Send proposal will ask for the amount of the proposal and send an SMS and an email to the user, including his proposal. Let's do it by clicking on this page and send SMS to info.phone. This means that take the information from the existing page and use the phone number to send to the SMS. It's the recipient field. So it will gather the phone from the form and send the message to that user and containing congrats. Our proposal for you is, I'm using Tweak as the template engine here, so you can check Tweak documentation for the variables, syntax, etc. You can use all features from Tweak template engine plus the functions Butterfly provides. So now I will add proposal amount to here, and let's add a $sign here. Okay. Also, I want to send an email to the same user. We can add the same, but of course it will has a subject also. And the content will be the same. Let's add hey info.name to make it fancier. Okay. When you click on save, it checks if there is a problem about the syntax, and it told me that there is a syntax error in the second line. Let's check it again. Yeah, we have an additional parenthesis here, so I have removed that. It's successfully updated now. I want to make it more readable, so I will also update these lines. Okay, I have saved it again. Actions. After setting the actions, now I need to add a spec where I will set the amount of proposal and send it to the user. So when I click on proposal, then I will put $5,000 here, and when I click on send button, now it has sent me an email. Now it has sent an email and also an SMS to the Jack. Now it has sent an SMS, also an email to these, using these information to Jack Doe. Let's have a look at the email. As you see, it has sent the email we have set from our admin panel. So now we have finalized from end to end. Today, we have created an example application. where we have started from create a new record to finalizing and sending the proposal. Think that you can use this feature for endless possibilities like CRM, ERP systems, etc. Thanks for watching.